Hey, everybody, it's Jeff. It is time to go low, and you must be tuned in to AM 820 in Tampa Bay. Thank you for all the listeners. We're having a great time. We got another segment today that I think will find of interest. We're going to talk about the journey to get on a pro bag as a caddy. And our special guest today is Tyler Pasteur. And Tyler is a guy that reached out to me and said, "Hey, Jeff, I'm trying to get on a pro bag. Can I get on your radio show and maybe help my cause?" I said, "Sure, let's do it, man." I appreciate you for joining us today, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Fantastic. So you're listening to Let's Go Low right here on AM 820. It's Saturday morning at 8 a.m. This episode is brought to you by Golfers Unite, golfersunite.com. You guys check it out. We got a lot of great things going on there, building a great community, and we also have what we call the hookups. So golf deals on equipment, lessons, apparel, and what have you. Go check out golfersunite.com. So let's dive into a little bit of your background, Tyler. You know, you're a caddy right now, and you've been doing it for how many years? And just, walk me through a little background on you.
Yeah, it's my fifth year. Started at TPC Scottsdale. Fell in love with it. Just kind of picked it up. It's seasonal out here in Arizona because of the weather. And then the last 2 years, I was traveling out to Butler National in Chicago. Caddied 2 seasons there. Realized I'm good at this. And
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So you realize you're good at it and you want to take it to the next level. So,
Correct.
And you have 5 years experience working on the bag at TPC Scottsdale and a couple seasons at Butler National, which is a fantastic golf course up in Chicago. So tell us where you're at. Are you like a certified caddy? Have you gone through any caddy courses, that type of stuff, or you just kind of a natural and fell in love with being a caddy and, want to take it to the next level?
Yeah, that's kind of where it's at. I mean, I've caddied for, Korn Ferry guys, some, ex-pro players. I've caddied for like the Epson Tour, some ladies. I wouldn't necessarily say like I haven't like gone through anything, but just doing it over the years, it came to basically my realization that I am pretty good at this, and I know and I have what it takes.
Fantastic. That's, the self-conviction is what will take you places, right?
Right.
I love that about you and, hey man, I'm good at this and I want to make it my dream. So what's, looking at where you're at today and, you said you did some stuff on the Korn Ferry and the Epson Tour and, what have you. Let's just talk a little bit about the grind of being a caddy and wanting to take it to the next level. What does that look like for you kind of on, a daily basis in season, what you're doing so people can understand what it takes.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no pathway for it, which I've realized over the 5 years doing that's the case. It's more so kind of luck of the draw. Maybe you get on a bag for a guy that is a Korn Ferry dude and he likes you and then asks you to come and caddy for him for that tournament. I've been reaching out to some guys that are on tour, and it feels very old school to me, but I'm basically being told I need to show up Monday morning, wait around in a parking lot, and make connections and hope to get on a bag. Now, that is probably the way to do it and like the most effective way to do it, but it's not efficient in a sense of I don't have 30 grand to travel across the country to hopefully try and get on a bag. Maybe it's an alternate guy and it's his first year on the Korn Ferry. You don't really know. So I've been talking to, again, some guys that are on the tour that have been on the tour. I was also told to reach out to agents, which that's actually giving me better feedback to where I'm like firing off multiple emails to all these agents for these pro golfers, and they're giving me responses back. So it hasn't led anywhere yet, but it seems like I'm on the right path for it.
Yeah, it seems like quite a conviction that they want. It's like, oh yeah, just show up at all these events and hang out and wait around, and maybe you get picked up, maybe you don't. That's a pretty difficult road to hoe, especially like you said, it takes resources and it takes money to go out there and do that and follow these tour players. Um, you know, have you raised any money to try to help your cause? Have you gone that down that path to helping you at all?
No, I guess in my sense, I'm trying to think of a more efficient way to do it. So
Yeah.
like with social media coming on these types of platforms, um, like I'm working with Tim Palmer right now on this Caddy app that gives you not only like some sort of platform to be able to be seen, but also gives you credibility. My take on it is if I'm showing up Monday morning, what separates me from some random dude off the street corner that shows up Monday morning in the parking lot and is quote unquote saying he's a professional caddy? Like these guys don't know me. Maybe they like me, but who like they like their brother. That's why they have their brothers out there.
Right, or a friend or their buddy or their dad or some a
Right.
family member or something like that. Yeah. It's a difficult challenge. While I got you on the show here, this is Jeff Stanislow. You're listening to Let's Go Low on AM 820 in Tampa. Why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you, Tyler, if there's some interest level.
Yeah. I've got I'm on Instagram. My Instagram handle is my name, Tyler Pasteur. There's I think a period in the middle. Um, email is probably easiest. I constantly check that, but it's T Pasteur, Pasteur 25 at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really trying to get into this to get into the whole social media space. It's more so I'm just like trying to get my name out there, trying to get my face out there, like my story, so that yeah, some of these emails that I have sent off to agents like might possibly see this and get back to me.
All right, since I got you on the radio now and people have a way to reach out to you, tell us like, an ideal player that you would like to, be on a bag, what kind of fits your profile?
I think someone young, somebody that's like eager as much as I am to just win. Like that's really all I want to do. Like everything else is kind of a perk that comes with the job, but at the end of the day, like that's really my only goal. Like I just want to go out there and win, make the sport more competitive, make the industry in itself more competitive. Where instead of we having these guys out there that are just collecting a paycheck, hoping that their guy makes the cut so they get paid that week, it's like no, like fuck it, put some effort into this stuff. Like not saying these guys aren't doing that, but I think that like that's where my lane is trying to get into it. Where it's like, yeah, I want to get maybe on one of these guys coming out from the Korn Ferry or one of these new guys on tour right now that I can go in there and help them be better.
Yeah, I think that's really important to have that conviction if someone wants to win. And your strategy about having someone young that's hungry as well has got to kind of align with what you're doing in regards to it. You know, the money's a byproduct of the relationship
Correct.
that you guys build together, but it's also, you look at the field and there's a lot of people out there, that have their tour cards, that aren't making cuts and aren't making money. So it's a challenge for them as well. So you got to be definitely on the right page. This is Jeff Stanislow. You're listening to Let's Go Low here, right here on AM 820. This segment is brought to you by Golfers Unite, and we're talking to Tyler Pasteur, who is an aspiring caddy. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to connect you with Mike Hicks, Payne Stewart's former caddy, Tyler, see what he might be able to do to help you out since he does the Caddy Corner show with me every week on this radio episode. Would you like that?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. He's probably familiar with Butler too.
Yeah. Yep. He is. Yeah. We talked about it because when I was doing my road trip for Golfers Unite, I was going to go up to Chicago, and that was one of my targets. My trip got cut a little short, but and I didn't make it. but yeah, he is familiar with Butler National and obviously, TPC Scottsdale as well. So I'm
Right.
sure he'll have some connections there for you. What do you like? Tell me a little bit about your style of caddying. When you're working with a player, everybody wants to win and stuff like that. What do you think kind of differentiates yourself from maybe someone putting you on a bag, versus someone else? Just talk to me a little bit about that.
I like to keep it short and simple. I feel like a lot of times the game gets overcomplicated and you start overthinking. Sometimes, obviously, depending on the player, like you have to sort of overthink a few times, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, they have the idea in their mind. All you need to do is sit there and just reiterate what they're saying. And then if you think that they're wrong, like you have to be able to have the confidence to tell them. And I think that's kind of what separates me, where it's like, one, not only like am I good at golf in a sense of caddying, but I also have the background of like the psychology behind it. And that's what's more interesting to me than the actual game of golf. Like, I couldn't imagine having to go out there in front of that many people with that amount of money on the line swinging a golf club. I'd be shaking in my boots. So it's easier for me to take that aspect out of it and be the one that's thinking. So it's like, hey, dude, just go swing the club. I'll do the thinking for you. And then again, where the question you asked me about being on a bag for ideal guy, a younger guy, because I am pretty young, especially in this industry, but I think that I have that ability to tap into the mental aspect of it. So the mental psychology behind it.
Yeah, I think that aligns well. Let's talk a little bit about, some of the things in the caddy world that, that are helping or training wise or what have you. This is Jeff Stanislow, and you're listening to Let's Go Low here on AM 820, brought to you by Golfers Unite. And we're talking with Tyler Pasteur, an aspiring caddy that it wants to get on a bag of a young professional that's eager and hungry as well. What are your thoughts on AimPoint? Are you an AimPoint guy? Do you like it? Or what type of things do you similar to that do you really believe in?
Mall feel.
Feel?
I think the aim point works. Obviously, like there's guys out there that are successful with it. I'm more of just feel and just first gut instinct. Like I find myself when I'm caddying and we're sitting there over a putt for 2 minutes, like we're over reading it, we're over talking about it. Like I'll go up, read it, and just look away. So and again, like that may not necessarily be the right option, but that's where I come from. I also have sort of an unorthodox way to reading greens and whatnot. Like I visualize rolling a ball with my hand. Sometimes I'll use my foot to do it.
Uh-huh.
It just helps. Like I'm visual. That's all it is. So like again, the feel just kind of helps with me.
I think a lot of times, and I think you're right to a certain point in regards to feel. I think a lot of times people get in, to their routine so much and they rely so much on other things that they kind of just forget what they really need to do. They really need to, just pick the line, get the speed right and make the putt, or make the swing, with the right number on their club. And, obviously in your conversations with your player, you're going over, all right, this is where we want to hit it, right? This is that we don't want to miss here, or we do want to miss here if we're missing, things of that nature.
Right.
Once again, Tyler, why don't you tell people how they can reach out to you?
Oh yeah, Instagram. Again, it's Tyler.Pasteur, and then email tpasteur25@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do to help you, help get the word out for you. I got you got a bag willing to travel, but you're not willing to travel just on the if comes, and
Right.
you're trying to do things a little bit different, which we can appreciate, all of us. What's your next stop for caddying? Are you waiting to go back in season at TPC Scottsdale, or you got some stuff on the bag here over the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I had an agent reach out to me about a Korn Ferry guy, so that's a possibility on that end. Right now, it's kind of up in the air. I'm working on this app. It's called Verified Caddy Network with Tim Palmer, Looper Talk. We're getting good feedback on it. It's obviously not something that I am passionate about it, but it's not the end all be all for me. I'm just using that for the platform. And I look at the industry and the longevity that I've had in it, that there is a little bit of a flaw into it, where it's like there isn't some type of way for guys like me or guys that are in the industry that want to move up. And that's what this is.
Well, we'll see what we can do for you here at Golfers Unite and on the Let's Go Low radio show. This is another episode. Thank you for tuning in, Tampa. We'll be here next Saturday again with more on golfersunite.com and the Let's Go Low radio show. Thank you, Tampa.
Thanks.